What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Misplayed Magic, the only Magic the Gathering YouTube channel doing giveaways based on how I draft. You'll see on the screen here, if I get 0 wins in this draft, I'm giving away a collector booster pack to one of you. All the way down to 7 wins, I'll be giving away a draft. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below on how you think I did. But here on the channel, we do things a little bit differently. We've got a challenge wheel to spice this draft up a little bit, make it a little bit more difficult for ourselves. Let's go ahead and give that a spin. So today's challenge is going to be mono-colored madness, meaning we must draft a mono-colored deck. It can be any color we want. I'm thinking maybe red might be the best choice, but we'll see what's open, and in a 3-color set, being mono-colored feels bad. But we're going to hop into it, we're going to give it our best shot, and we'll see what we can do here. Alright, jumping into it here. So our rare is the Zurgo Thunder's Decree, which is a fantastic rare in Mardu specifically, but it is 3 colors, so we can't take it here. Other considerations, Krumar Initiate is okay. I think Mono Black is pretty tough. I mean, we could just have a ton of removal spells, but the creatures just don't feel strong enough to me. Sage of the Fang would be interesting if we were to go mono green. Just a ton of counters and trample and just go super stompy. So we could take a Sage of the Fang here. Effortless Master we can't take. Mardu Monument does not really make sense for us here. Caustic Exhale is a decent removal spell. The Durger Island Dragon is a decent dragon. I think mono blue also, just the lack of really strong creatures would probably make that challenging. So I think we are going to go weird here and take the Sage of the Fang, and mono green is firmly on the table now. So we could go mono red and never cast the Chilling Screech side of this and just take the 4 mana 2/4 dragon. Or we could go with the Piercing Exhale and a decent removal spell if we end up going green a bunch of good stompy creatures. So those are my 2 considerations. You could take a Stormshriek Feral. Again, I don't think mono blue is where you want to be. Runescale Stormbrood is interesting. Let me know what you would pick here. Would you take a Stormbrood or would you take a Piercing Exhale? I'm going to go with the Exhale in the chance that we are a mono green deck, which looks like a decent enough choice here. So now we can take the Dragon Sniper or the Sagu Wildling. I'm going to take the Dragon Sniper. I think the Wildling is best in decks that are a lot of different colors, but Dragon Sniper is a totally fine 1-drop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I feel like green is already getting cut off. Alright, so we might have to pivot here. There's a chance white is open. Stormplane Attainment is good. Avenger of the Fallen is decent enough. Mono black just worries me. I don't think it's going to be strong enough. I'm going to take a Stormplane Attainment here in the chance that white might be open. Okay, so maybe just an off pack for green cards. We're going to take a Synchronized Charge, kind of the exact type of card we need to have in our deck. Now we'll take an Aenoch Wayfarer, although it's not super strong. This might also be a sign that red is open. The Zurgo's Vanguard is really good. Let's just take the Aenoch Wayfarer. It's a fine enough creature. We'll probably end up just putting on the counter on it more often than not. It goes decently enough with the Sage of the Fang. Alright, hopping into this next pack. So maybe green is getting moderately cut off for us here. We cannot take a Skirmish Rhino. I will say there's just not a lot of great cards in this pack. We'll take a Nightblade Brigade in the off chance we end up going mono black. Here we are very excited to pick up an Attuned Hunter. It's a fantastic creature on our curve. Here I do think we're fine picking up our first copy of Sarkhan's Resolve as a decent removal spell, and then it also helps us to potentially buff a Synchronized Charge or an Attuned Hunter. So I think we're more than okay picking that up here. Now, this is kind of worst case scenario. We can't take anything out of this pack if we go mono green. I think our next most likely is mono black, weirdly enough. Maybe it's mono blue. I'll take an Unending Whisper. Yeah, this might get tricky. We also just need a better top end. So things like the Sagu Pummeler, a Dusty Earth Carver, just top end green creatures are going to be really important for us heading into this next pack. Perfect! We'll take the Dusty Earth Carver. Alright. Mono green it is. We are stuck in it. We are forcing it. And why do I do challenges? Roar of the Endless Song is so good.
Ah, you're teasing me. Naughty, naughty.
I could just play good cards and win Magic that way. But we won't. We refuse. We won't do it. I'm taking a Formation Breaker. Super solid 2-drop with the counters. Can't just take over games. I think we've had a couple games, on the channel where this card has done some work for us. Snakeskin Veil is also alright, but not a ton in this pack for us. Or the Endless Song is so good, but we're not going to take it. Uh-oh. Heading on to this next pack, there's not a ton for us. Like, we could have just taken the Roar of the Endless Song, the Ambling Storm Shell, and had a sick teamer deck. But we're going to take a Champion of Doosan, just like they predicted. And we're actually pretty excited to see another Stage of the Fang here. I mean, look, the card's okay. But I think in our deck, it can be decent. We definitely want to look to pick up a couple of removal spells as well. But, look, there's a vision here. This deck could win games of Magic. Moving on into this next pack, I think I'm more inclined to take an Undergrowth Leopard than a Sultai Devotee, just because the Devotee, I think, is at its best when you're able to use it for fixing. So we're going to take an Undergrowth Leopard here as a totally passable 2-drop. Now we'll take a Sultai Devotee. I'm not excited about either of those cards. Heading into this next pack, we're going to actually take a Boulder-born Dragon. I think colorless counts as mono green. Here we're excited to pick up another Dusty Earth Carver. Dragon might be okay. I mean, it's a creature we can play. We really are missing like the 4/5 drop slot in our deck. Teamer Tiny Back would be so good. We could have just drafted like a normal person and had like an insane draft with Roar of the Endless Song, just a really strong teamer deck. But we are going to stick to forcing green cards when green appears cut off. We'll take a Tiny Back. I guess we could technically play it for 5. Here we're more than happy picking up our first copy of the Snakeskin Veil. And I don't know if we're going to get anything else out of this pack. Alright, I guess we could technically play a Reputable Merchant for 5. Ooh! Bloomvine Regent is interesting. Interesting. We will take that. We're very excited to pick that here. Other considerations in the pack is the Sultai Devotee. So, this is a tough set to go mono-colored in. But we'll take a Regent. We're pretty excited to pick that up here. And, we'll see. We'll see. We definitely need to get some better top end here. I don't think that our deck right now is capable of winning too many games, but we'll try it out. Alright, hopping into this next pack. Oh my gosh. Green is being so cut off. Like, Sage of the Skies is fantastic. All of these red cards are really good. Like, the teamer deck we would have had would have been just broken. Molten Exhale with it would have been super solid. We're taking a Sultai Devotee out of this pack. So many good cards, none of which we can have. So now it's between either the Sagu Pummeler or we can just play the Dynamic Soar for the counter action. I think we are more so interested in the Sagu Pummeler just to shore up our curve here. Heading on into our 4th pick, we'll take another Earth Carver. It's not fantastic. I definitely think that green particularly was not super open in this draft, which has made it challenging because we kind of had to pick our lane early. Here we'll take another Sarkhan's Resolve as a totally fine removal spell and combat trick. Here we'll take another Undergrowth Leopard. It's fine. It's certainly passable. Heading on to this next pack, we'll take a Reputable Merchant. It's the only card we really can play. And we'd be playing it for 5, which feels really bad. So hopefully we don't need that here. Right now we're sitting at 22 playables. So this is roughly what the deck is gonna look like. Here we'll take a Rain Veil Rejuvenator as a decent creature. It's okay. Yeah, so green really just got cut off from us. I mean, we found our lane early, and then I think had we had pivoted, it still would have been a difficult challenge. So I think this is the best we were gonna do with the circumstances we were given. We'll take a Lion Wait. Here we sit. Mono green. Alright, so here is the deck we're rocking with today. It looks bad. But remember, if I get 0 wins in this video, I'm giving away a collector booster pack to one of you. So, as we jump into it here, keep that in mind. We're going to be doing more fun and chaotic content like this. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'll jump into our first game here. Alright, jumping into this first game, our opponent goes first, but this is as good of a starting hand as we can really have. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. So we're going to try keeping this, and hopefully we can catch our opponent getting off to a slow start here. Opponent is starting by playing out a tapped land. I will say Jessica is usually relatively quickly paced. Couple lands off the top is not exactly what we wanted to see. I do think we're more interested in the counter here. And then next turn we can go Champion of Doosan, hopefully draw some more action here. So our opponent is going to play it pretty aggressively with a River Wheel Sweep. They will get the Taigam, which is... Oh, they actually want the Plains, which is interesting. I think that's fine by us. We will start by attacking, and then we'll play out our Champion of Doosan. So we're just going to continue the plan of playing forests and attacking with everything we've got. Dirger Island Dragon is decent enough. Fresh Start is also pretty good. Looks like our opponent is just buying time, continuing to dig here. Another River Wheel Sweep is pretty strong. So we're pretty locked down, and we don't have many shenanigans here to take advantage of. Next turn we can play our Earth Carver, but it does feel a little bit bland here. Flamehold Grappler is pretty decent. I think they're probably just going to Molten Exhale. I do think we're going to Piercing Exhale the Flamehold Grappler here. They'll take out our Enoch Wayfarer and the Champion of Doosan, which is a pretty big bummer. Next turn we can play our Earth Carver, which is mediocre. Maybe we just go for a giant Earth Carver and put a trample counter on it. I think we're going to go for that. I mean, I don't know how else to win this game. We just kind of have to pray they don't have another removal spell. And then we can go put the counter on the Earth Carver and hope a giant trampler can just take over this game. Poise Practitioner is fine. And looks like they do have another removal effect. They don't. Frostcliff Siege is their play. So maybe this is the way here of just a giant trampling creature. You're taking the Jeskai mode. We're going to put the trampling counter on the Earth Carver and just pray that this is enough here. Alright. We have a chance. If they had a removal effect, I think they would have used it on the Earth Carver. I'm going to block here. We don't have anything to get rid of our the Fresh Start there. Uh-oh, we have a Snakeskin Veil. I'm going to go for it. If they have another removal effect, this is a huge bummer. So double Dirger Island Dragon is insane.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
I will say we just need to dodge a removal spell. Oh, that's so frustrating. We'll see what they draw here. So them attacking kind of bodes negatively for us. I think it just means that they have a removal effect in hand. The grappler is good again. Double Effortless Master is kind of crazy. So it comes in as 2 6/5s. Oh, we were so close. Double Dirger Island Dragon is crazy. Double Sarkon's Resolve, also crazy. So, if we do this, they take 4. Yeah, let's do this. And then we'll Sarkon's Resolve next turn as well. And hopefully that's enough to get it done. I think they might actually attack with both of their creatures, just to put as much pressure on us as possible, and they'll get to draw 2 cards. So it looks like just the Effortless Master here. They will get to draw a card, which is good. We're trying. Alright, they're going to pass it over to us. We're going to start by attacking. I mean, we're going to go for it. They have a ton of mana up and 3 cards in hand. Doesn't bode super well for us. We will get to take out both of their creatures here, which feels okay. And then play out our Sultai Devotee. This is certainly a game of Magic that is happening. Hopefully they're out of action, but I'm not sure. Stormshriek Feral is really great, so I can just keep drawing cards here. That's a bummer. Alright, we're going to go wide with the Earth Carver here. Oh, and Afinza is just rude. Rude! Oh, man. So they can make their Stormshriek Feral into a 6/3 here, which is pretty dang good. Hopefully they don't draw anything else. Equilibrium Adept is quite good. Yeah, we're just not going to get there here, unfortunately. Messenger is quite good. Now they can go get their Molten Exhale. Yeah. Alright. Hey, we tried. We were close here. We were close. We're going to hop out of this one. We go down in the first game. We were close. We had the path. Double Dirger Island Dragon is hard to account for. Alright, hopping into this next one. We'll keep this. I think we'll probably just put the counter on the Anok Wayfarer. We do get to go first, which is nice. Dragonfire Blade is pretty good. We are slightly extremely monocolored. So they're going to be able to certainly equip a creature and do some damage that way. We're just going to play out our Sage of the Fang, carve out a little bit here. I do think putting the 1/1 counter on the Anok Wayfarer is pretty decent. And then next turn we can go Champion of Doosan. I'd assume they have a removal spell here. If they use it on the Wayfarer, it's kind of whatever. Like, sure. Here I do think we're more interested in playing out the Pummeler, so next turn we can potentially double spell with the Doosan plus this Sarkon's Resolve if we need to. Looks like they're adding another removal spell. Oh, just Aggressive Negotiations. They're taking our removal spell, which is not nice. Looks like our opponent might also be mono black, which would be hilarious. Maybe they're also spinning the challenge wheel every day. Or they're just missing a color. We get there! Mono green deck gets there, baby. Let's go. We're 1-1. All right, hopping into this next match. We go first again. Look, it's nothing crazy, but getting another land with either the I knock Wayfarers feels okay. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, I'm just saying there's a chance. So I do think we want to get a land with the Anok Wayfarer this time. Just being a little bit strapped for lands here. More than happy picking that up, and then we'll attack for 1. I do think an aggressively slanted like Boros deck does not super bode well for us. Alright, so our opponent is going to pass. I think they'll probably have a counterspell here. They don't. I think I'm going to put it on the Dragon Sniper. Just because a 2-2 with Vigilance and Death Touch is kind of a problem. Alright, so they kill it there. Next turn we can go Rainveil Rejuvenator if we want to. And then we'll have access to all the mana. Tursa Light Shatter is pretty fantastic. So they are going to get a little bit aggressive back here, which is kind of fine by me. I do think we're interested in attacking first, and then we'll just play out our Rainveil Rejuvenator. This allows us next turn to have 6, potentially 7 mana. Milling cards, yeah, we'll take it. We could mill the Sagu Pummeler. Or the Synchronized Charge, of course. So now next turn we'll have access to 6 mana, which actually feels pretty decent. So I do think we're just going to get a giant Earth Carver here. And then same idea. Hopefully we can just trample over our opponents with the Synchronized Charge. If they have a removal spell for it here, it's pretty tough. They have a Shock Brigade, which is decent. Bloomvine Regent is also really solid. I'm actually going to start by attacking here. I want to see what they have, if they have anything for the Earth Carver. So they're just going to take 7. I think our best course of action here is going to be just playing the Bloomvine Regent. And then next turn, using the Synchronized Charge on the Earth Carver and the Bloomvine Regent is going to feel pretty decent. So that's kind of the game plan here. Uh-oh. Double removal spell would hurt here. We'll see what they have. Molten Exhale is pretty good. I will say we're going to get a pretty insane attack with the Bloomvine Regent here. So I'm going to put the... Actually, I think we want to go Formation Breaker. Into Sage of the Fang, targeting the Formation Breaker, making it into a 4/4. We'll attack with the Bloomvine Regent, and then next turn we can Synchronize Charge with the Bloomvine Regent and the Formation Breaker, and I think that gives us our best chance of winning here. We'll see what our opponent's got. I also think, like, if they attack, we're more than happy. I mean, 1 Molten Exhale does not get it done. Are we going to get there in game 2? I think we are. Oh my goodness! Mono green, it's happening! Okay. We get it done! Maybe mono green is cracked. Who knows? We get the victory here. We are 2-1. Alright, hopping into our fourth match here. We are going to keep this. We've got the Inoc Wayfarer, then eventually a decent top end here. I forgot we had the Boulderborn Dragon as a filler card. It's tough. Maybe it's decent here. We'll see. Surveilling might be okay. I do think we're going to go Sultai Devotee first, just as a decent enough attacker. Then we'll go Wayfarer. If we need to get a land, we can get the land. If not, we can just put a counter on it. Uranus rebuff is fine. Here I do think we'll just go Champion of Doosan. Then next turn we can play the Wayfarer and the Sultai Devotee should we hit a land. So that's kind of my logic here. I do think now we'll just attack. If they want to trade, it's kind of fine by me. And then we can just play out our Sagu Pummeler. And then next turn, potentially can put the counter there, making it into a 5/5 Trampler. They have their own Sagu Pummeler, which is pretty decent. I do think now we'll go get a land. The thing that's bothering me is they do have the Uranus rebuff, and they're just going to use it on our Sagu Pummeler if you put the counter there. So I'm going to wait, make him use it on something else. And we're still going to attack. Like, I'm still offering this trade because we have more top end that we like. So just getting the Sagu Pummeler out of the way is going to be okay by us. And I think the game plan, again, is just put all these counters onto the Earth Carver, put the trample counter on the Earth Carver, and let's just hope. They've got a Dragonologist, which is pretty good. We'll see what they pull here. Nothing. They whiff on it? Oh, that's kind of brutal. So we're going to start by attacking. I think we're cool with that trade. And then we will just play out our Boulderborn Dragon. And again, it's like, oh, if you want to Uranus rebuff that, be my guest. Please do that. Trade Route Envoy is decent, albeit not fantastic. I do think we'll start by attacking with the Boulderborn Dragon. We actually will take that land. And now we'll go Attuned Hunter into Sultai Devotee. And again, we're just trying to get him to use the rebuff on something that's not our Earth Carver. Glacial Dragon Hunt is pretty strong on the Boulderborn Dragon. So a little bit of a bummer that we're going to lose that here. Actually taking out the Attuned Hunter is interesting. Embermail Sentinel is okay. Alright, so I do think we're going to just continue attacking here with the Boulderborn Dragon and maybe the Sultai Devotee too, just to clear the way a little bit. Another Earth Carver is fine by me. Earth Carver's for the win. So now we are just going to play out a giant Earth Carver, and if they return it to our hand, that's fine. We can then put a counter on it with the Champion of Doosan. We've also got the Synchronized Charge, which with the other Earth Carver could be kind of busted. We're playing a Dragonstorm Globe, potentially into a Uranus rebuff. Alright, they are going to use it here. So we are just going to continue attacking everywhere. We do not want to land right now. And I do think it's like worth mentioning that we could save our Boulderborn Dragon to something like a Glacial Dragon Hunt. But I think just getting this out on the battlefield... Yeah, we're just going to make a giant Earth Carver, and then next turn we'll make another giant one, depending on what they do here. If they want to Glacial Dragon Hunt the Boulderborn Dragon, it's kind of fine by me. They have their own Boulderborn Dragon, and then I would guess they want to just get rid of ours with the Glacial Dragon Hunt here. Yeah. So we do get to attack with the Earth Carver. We'll allow them to like try and chump with the Trade Route Envoy, although I don't think they're going to want to. So we'll just attack like this first, and then we'll play out our other Earth Carver, and then Synchronized Charge is going to hit like a freight train next turn. I mean, we'll see. We're trying here. All right. I mean, we're going to go for it. I'm going to start by playing the Piercing Exhale, just to see what shenanigans they might have in store. Because they have like a Bewildering Blizzard. Ah ha ha ha. I'm glad we know that. Yeah, I was going to say, they're still super dead there. Okay. All right. We're good. All right, jumping into this next game, our opponent goes first, but I think we're pretty excited with the Undergrowth Leopard into the Sage of the Fang here. All right, we'll go with our Undergrowth Leopard on 2, and then I think we'll probably go Champion of Doosan on 3. Nightblade Brigade is also just annoying. I do think we'll just go Champion of Doosan here. I'm fine if they want to attack us. Teaming Dragonstorm is also pretty dang good. So here I do think we are just going to play out our Attuned Hunter. And then if they cast a dragon next turn, we're just going to leave up the Undergrowth Leopard. I don't think we want to be attacking here. Windcrag Siege is really solid. I am just going to get rid of that. So here I do think we're going to start by playing our Sage of the Fang, targeting the Champion of Doosan, and then we're just going to attack. We can Sarkhan's Resolve here and potentially get rid of a couple of tokens. I think we're fine just doing 8. And then we'll pass our turn there. Next turn we can potentially Synchronize Charge. Skyrider is fine. Alright, so we do draw a forest here. I do think we might just, again, go huge with the Earth Carver. I'm going to start by attacking with the Champion of Doosan and just seeing how they block. Maybe we'll do the Attuned Hunter too, just knowing we have some ammunition. So here I do think it's worth it to give the Attuned Hunter the +3/+3 until end of turn. If they have a removal spell here, it's kind of tough. Yeah. Okay. So we definitely didn't win that exchange. I am going to put the counter on the Sage of the Fang, and then next turn we'll play out a Giant Earth Carver. If they don't have a removal spell in hand there, we get a ton of value, so it is what it is. What in the world is this attack? Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I guess he's half flying with the Starry-Eyed Skyrider. So hopefully they don't draw a removal spell next turn, because if we can get our Earth Carver down and then can synchronize charge, it's going to feel pretty busted. So hopefully they don't draw a removal spell. Fingers crossed. Or a dragon would also be pretty tough. I don't see a point in playing out our land. Actually, I do. If we draw another creature, we can harmonize this cheaply. And then we will attack with our Sage of the Fang. If they wanted to sacrifice both of their tokens to eat our Sage of the Fang, I think we were alright with that. Alright. Hold on now. I do think we want to do it like this. I'm a little worried about them just eating our Sage of the Fang, so I'm just going to attack with Earth Carver here. I guess maybe we should have attacked with both just because their life total is not that high. Either way, I think it's fine. Just because we have the potential to do this next turn. And then we're also going to give the Enoch Wayfarer a counter here, probably instead of the... instead of getting a land back. Just that way we can go for maximum damage next turn. We get there again. We're sprinting through this run right now. A bunch of Dusty Earth Carvers and some trample effects. Alright, hopping into this next one. We do go first. We're going to keep this. Excited to have an Undergrowth Leopard on 2, potentially Pummeler on 4. Doing as much work as we can here with this deck. I'm cracking up that we are 4-1 right now, but we'll take it. So we are just going to start by attacking here. And then we'll play out our other Undergrowth Leopard, and then we can hold up the Snakeskin Veil. Which I do think is going to be worth firing off. Never mind. I guess we could have Snakeskin Veiled and they wouldn't have gotten a card, but I think we want to save it for a potential removal spell here. Quarry Mountain Stalwart is pretty good. I think we're going to continue to just hold the Snakeskin Veil. And just play a Saga Pummeler. I don't love using this as a combat trick. It's okay, but I'd rather use it as a protection spell later on. The Mardu Monument is pretty good. Yikes. That's a crazy attack. I think we're fine just taking 3 here. So they definitely have a combat trick of sorts. Or just a Caustic Exhale. I'm going to assume that's all they had. I think we're also excited to be able to do some damage here. I don't think Sarkhan's Resolving is smart here. We'll get to do 9 damage instead of 6. I'm going to hold it. And then I think we're probably just going to get rid of their Mardu Monument here. I'm going to... I feel like they would have cracked it had they planned on wanting to crack it this turn. I'm going to hold off. We can still do it in combat. I don't think we care about blocking this. I don't think they want to crack it. I think they would have done it pre-combat had they been worried about it. So I think they have something else they want to play here. And this just gives us the best chance at responding to that. Salt Road Pack Beast is decent. So now do we want to get rid of the Mardu Monument? Probably. We can get a pretty huge attack in here though. But next turn they'll be hitting us for a ton. I'm going to get rid of it. I guess we should have maybe waited for our turn to do that. So here we'll go Champion of Doosan and then keep up the Snakeskin Veil. I do think we're going to continue attacking. If they want to block, we can Snakeskin Veil. I think that puts us in a decent spot. I know I said I don't like using it as a combat trick, but there, that just feels like good value. And then next turn, we've got the Sarkhan's Resolve with the Trample of the Champion of Doosan. So hopefully we can punch through some damage here. The Skyrider is fine by us. Removal spell on the Champion of Doosan is a bit of a bummer here. So they'll get us down to 7, and then next turn they'll have some attacks in the sky. So I do think we want to go get a land. And then I'm going to continue attacking with the Pummeler. Next turn, they're going to make it so that their Kori Mountain Stalwart can fly. And we're going to use this as a removal spell once they give it flying via the Starry-Eyed Skyrider. So it's kind of my logic there. It's not great, but eh. Salt Road Skirmish is pretty good. So they are certainly looking at lethal here. Didn't matter if we attacked or not, they still were going to remove it, so it's kind of whatever. And then we are quite close to lethal. Let's let this resolve first, and then we'll cast this. We'll take 3. I mean, we're in a tough spot. But a giant Duskied Earthcarver might just save us here. You never know. So I actually think it makes sense for us to make it giant so we can try and eat the Salt Road Pack Beast. I'm going, dude. What the heck? He's probably got a removal spell, which is why he's freaking out. This guy's a menace. Oh, okay. We're just dead. Okay. We go down there. That's okay. Fell to 4 and 2. All right, hopping into this next match. Hopefully we can bounce back a little bit here. We are going to keep this. It's pretty slow, and I think our deck wants to be pretty fast-paced with a couple of 2-drops, a couple of 3-drops. But we're going to keep this, and hopefully we can get it done with the Sage of the Fang and the Earthcarver here. We've got a couple removal spells, so not the worst-looking starting hand in the entire world. We are going to play out a sad 3-3 Sage of the Fang, which is not anything too impressive, but potentially can block next turn. If they tap out before combat, we might do that, but I don't know why they would. Yeah, we'll just take 2 here. So we got to bank on them having some sort of either Caustic Exhale or Rebellious Strike. All right, so Combat Trick is out of their hand, which is fine by us. We are just going to attack as well. Depending on how invested they get in the Bearer of Glory here, we might Piercing Exhale it. So we'll continue taking some damage here. Next turn they will have a pretty nuts attack with the Mardu Monument. But I think we're just going to continue holding up this Piercing Exhale and the Sarkhan's Resolve. And then next turn we can play the Earth Carver and go wide. And hopefully counteract this a little bit. I would bet they just crack the Mardu Monument here and then we'll take 4. Or we'll just take 2. Fine by me. Zergo Thunder's Decree is pretty solid. So we could go Sarkhan's Resolve and then Piercing Exhale. Here I'm going to start by just attacking. And then we're going to play out the Earth Carver, and we're going to go wide this time. It just does a good job of blocking the Zergo, and then also if they have a removal spell, we still can try and block something else with our Spirit Token. Doesn't feel great. We're a little bit on the back foot here. If they crack the Mardu Monument pre-combat, their attacks actually aren't that great. Marshal of the Lost is pretty good. Wow, into Static Snare is crazy. Oh, that's tough. I mean, that's a good play. I can't complain too hard here. I guess maybe we should have blocked the 2 damage. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't think it's going to matter. I think we're kind of dead any way you cut it here. Because they can just play the Mardu Monument next turn. I don't think it would have mattered. So we should have played a little bit more conservatively, but I will say, like, we weren't beating this. We have a bunch of green creatures that are all mediocre. Like, we'll Piercing Exhale here. And take out the Marshal of the Lost. It'd be funny if they had another removal spell. I mean, there's a 0% chance of winning this game. Sure. Good game, buddy. Okay, we go down there. I will say, I think this deck really overperformed. This was a super fun challenge. I thought we were going to be giving away a collector booster pack today, but we are not, unfortunately for you all. So we end our day going 4-3. This deck was not good. Look at this deck. How did this go 4-3? I don't know. But it did. A couple of Earth Carvers and a Dream. So based on my performance today, I'm going to be giving away a rare card set to one of you all straight out of my binder. It won't just be bulk crappy rares. They'll actually be kind of interesting and fun. Cool arts and stuff. So if you are interested in winning that, please leave a comment down below on how you think I did. Subscribe, like the video, all that stuff. Thanks y'all for watching. Until next time.